Hello and welcome to the latest edition of Richardson ISD On Point, where today we're going to talk with several committee members about districts of innovation. Joining me today is Tabitha Branum, Kimberly Kindred, and Regina Harris. Thank you all for being here. Mrs. Branum, the first question's for you. Tell me about, for people who are just joining the conversation on districts of innovation, what the concept really is and where it originated.
Thank you, Mrs. Altman, for having us today. We are so excited about the work of the District of Innovation Committee, and we're excited to share it with our broader community today. District of Innovation was introduced to Texas school districts 2 years ago through a House bill. And in that House bill, it basically afforded local education agencies, local districts, to really examine their goals and their vision that they have for their ISD and determine what are some current requirements, some current legislative requirements that are really keeping us from actualizing our mission and vision. And we've already seen across the state close to 100 districts that are currently either pursuing this or have submitted their plans, and we are excited that we are one of those districts that's pursuing this.
Excellent. So what is RISD's overall goal in considering District of Innovation status?
Ultimately, our goal in RISD, in our vision statement, Vision 2020, is that we are a district where all staff and students will learn, grow, and succeed. And we have a district improvement plan that puts in place objectives and specific strategies that are going to help us actualize that vision and mission. However, we recognize that there are some current limitations that we have that really are inhibiting our ability to meet that vision and meet that vision sometimes in the timeline and in the ways that we want to better meet the needs of our district. And really the District of Innovation allows us to examine that and allows us to determine, are we going to explore certain exceptions that would provide us some flexibility and provide our local community the opportunity to have voice in the future and in the direction in RISD.
Okay, thank you. Tabitha, in brief, what is the process to become a District of Innovation or DOI, and where is Richardson in the process?
In this particular piece of legislation, it is a pretty lengthy process. They wanted to ensure that districts did their due diligence in exploring these exemptions, and as a result of it, we've really, as an RISD, already poured about a year's worth of work into understanding what does it mean to become a District of Innovation and really having rich conversations to decide if we wanted to pursue this. The conversation began a year ago where the General Counsel, Ms. Mia Martin, and myself partnered up and began to study the legislation and make intermittent presentations to our Board of Trustees, where we studied other district plans, other conversations that we're hearing around the state, and ultimately we looked for a green light from our Board of Trustees to say, yes, this is something we want you all to pursue. From there, once we kind of received that go ahead, we put together a timeline and we put together a committee composition. We wanted to ensure that the committee composition was representative of our entire stakeholder group, both internal as well as external community members and parents and central administration and campus administration, to really ensure that we heard all voices in developing the plan. From there, we presented that committee composition and timeline to the board early this fall, and they approved. It actually required a board vote, and they approved for us to move forward. And as a result, our committee began meeting about 3 weeks ago, and we are well on our work, and we have much work ahead, but we're so excited about the synergy in the room and the work that's already been done.
Excellent. Kimberly, Regina, talk to me a little bit about what happens at these committee meetings.
Sure. Well, there is a teach piece where we're able to know a little bit more about the legislator and the plans, and we also have an opportunity to look at some of the other district plans and how they've put forth and how they've used the DOI. And then we're able to come together as a collective team and share our discussions and our different perspectives with each other.
And as we're sharing those discussions, it's a huge learning opportunity for me as a parent to understand the direction that RISD is going in, and for me to give my perspective as well.
Excellent. Ladies, what is the most rewarding or best part of this committee work for you all?
For me, from a parent perspective, just the idea that RISD has reached out to me to understand what I want and what my needs are as a parent, just to hear my voice, as well as to hear the voice of my son. So that is just very great for me as a parent to be on the team. I'm very excited to be on this team.
And I think as an administrator and parent, it's a great opportunity for me to hear the voices of our community and our parents and be able to sit around a table and come up with some concrete solutions on what we can do to help all students reach their potential.
Excellent. One last question from Ms. Branum. What are the next steps in this DOI process for Richardson ISD?
Well, the District of Innovation Committee will continue its work. It will continue to research and understand what are some opportunities we have to exempt ourselves from some current requirements, as well as to make sure we understand what are the limitations on areas that maybe we can't pursue. For example, we know that we can't change the fact that we have our financial system or our assessment and accountability system. So we want to make sure that we're working within the parameters that is afforded to us from the legislation. From there, they will draft their DOI plan, and it will go through many iterations where the subcommittees will have an opportunity to come together and share their work, to provide comments, to provide feedback, to make sure that the final plan that we submit to our Board of Trustees really represents the future that we want for our ISD. Once that draft we feel is as final as it can be, knowing that it is going to be a dynamic process, we will present that, the committee will present that to the Board of Trustees. We will post it on our website for 30 days, and that will really give our broader community that maybe didn't have an opportunity to be on the committee to provide input, to provide feedback, to encourage us and say, yes, you went on the right direction, or hey, maybe there was something that you missed, and maybe there's something that we could reconsider. Once we receive that feedback, the Board of Trustees will vote on the District of Innovation Plan, and it'll be submitted to the Commissioner of the Texas Education Agency.
All right. Well, thank you all for being with us this morning and for sharing your perspective on District of Innovation.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.